Welcome to this lecture on working with the Review widget in iBooks Author. Now, this is a fantastic widget that allows you to add a set of questions to let readers review what they've learned in your book. Now, oftentimes these review widgets are placed at the end of a chapter or section, or you might want to create a separate section in each chapter that only includes review widgets. Now, the advantage to organizing your book this way is that the review widget or the review section is added to the automatically generated table of contents. What we're going to do is actually create a new chapter that is going to be all about doing the review. So we'll go to create a new chapter. We're going to use our chapter copy layout that we've been using, and we'll call this test your knowledge. Maybe we'll just say test your knowledge. Okay. We want to modify this placeholder image. Remember, it's very important to do that for all of the images that you're going to be using. So I have a folder number 14, widget review. I have a picture of Manhattan. I'll just throw that in there. That looks good. I will now add a page, and we'll go ahead and just add a blank page. That's perfectly fine. And for the purpose of our course, we're just going to add a single review widget, but you can certainly have as many as you want on a given page or in a section or a chapter. There's really no limits on the number of review questions and review widgets that you can use. Now, the other thing to remember about review widgets is that they are not tracked in any way. Some people can see that as a bit of a drawback of using the review widget because it's not reporting back to a learning management system or some kind of analytical tracking tool. But I think the nice thing about this approach is that, let's say you're using a review widget in a textbook, it's really nice for the student to be able to review and test their knowledge without having the pressure of knowing that this is going to be recorded somewhere. You can use the HTML widget feature to build a quizzing mechanism that does report back to a web service, but for the purpose of what we're looking at, just keep in mind that this is not going to be reporting back or saving this data anywhere that we can access it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and just inserted a review widget. I could have also gone to the insert menu and then gone down to widget and then selected review. When we add the widget to our page, it basically gives you one placeholder question, and you can see that it's just a very simple multiple choice question. We have our review title. Okay, maybe fix that up. And this is our question. These are the different options that we have, and we can simply select the right answer, the correct answer. So if we look at the widget inspector, again, we have a number of different options that we can use to customize the layout of this widget. So we can go to the layout pane and include a title, a background. We can choose the label that we want to use. You can create your own label if you'd like to do that. And under the interaction pane is where we can add additional questions. So I'll go ahead and click on this down arrow next to this plus icon. And when I do that, you can see that we have a variety of different question types that we can include. So we have this simple multiple choice, which is what we've got here. We can have a multiple choice that's displaying an image, either in a landscape orientation or portrait orientation. We can also have multiple choice questions that have images. We can have the drag label to target or drag thumbnail to target. Similar to the interactive images, readers can actually take labels or thumbnails and drag them onto a larger image. So in our case, I'm just going to create a single multiple choice question which uses images. And again, what it's done is it's created this placeholder question for me, and I can say, which depicts a scene in Central Park. Okay, and now I have some images here in my widget review folder, and I can just drop them into the placeholders. So I have a picture of Grand Central Station, a picture of the Statue of Liberty, and a picture of the Unisphere in Queens. So this is obviously Central Park, one of these iconic green benches. So I'm going to select that as the right option. I can continue adding additional questions if I'd like. So I can go ahead and add that. Actually, let's add a slightly different one. Let's add one where the image is in a horizontal or landscape orientation. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. And we'll say, what is this view? And we can say financial district, Soho, Brooklyn, and JFK Airport. And I think this is the financial district, most of what we can see here. So just keep that option selected. And I'll go ahead and just delete this first placeholder. Okay, and now let's preview our question and see what we've got. Okay, so here is our review widget. And of course, we've got our 2 questions. So it tells us how many questions there are. So which depicts a scene. We can select the wrong answer, hit the check answer button, and then we're told that that's the incorrect answer. So we can provide the right answer there. Go to the next one, select the right answer, and then it gives us some feedback. And at the end of it, we get a score. It tells us we got 2 out of 2 answers correct, and congratulations, and so forth. So really nice feature, especially if you're going to be creating a textbook or anything that might require the student to review what they've learned. I've seen some great examples of review widgets in books that have to do with language acquisition or language learning for tourism, technical manuals, of course, and textbooks. So hopefully that gives you a quick overview of the review widget, and this concludes our lecture.